La bobo. Macaroni, spaghetti, meatballs. La bobo. Macaroni, spaghetti, meatballs.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening everyone, and welcome to episode 42 of the beginner series. Don't panic, don't panic, don't panic. All is well. I'll have the answers to the whole universe and everything as well. Now, those of you who just wondered if I've just gone to somewhere like a mental hospital or something and didn't have a clue what I was just on about then just think about it. If you're a science fiction fan, you would know what 42, don't panic, and I have the answers to everything in the universe is from. I'll give you the answer at the end of the episode. Anyway, welcome back to episode 42 of the beginner series. I'm feeling much better. My voice is near enough back to what it was. I'm still coughing a little bit, so if you still hear me coughing a few times during this stream, then please excuse me. But I've been in bed basically for 4 days. Today was the only first day I really got up all day. But I need to do a bit of catch up on what's been going on in the Swedish league and Elfsborg. We'll do that. We've had our first sacking and then manager coming back again. And then we'll do a little bit about what's going on in Europe, because all 6 Swedish sides are in Europe. In UEFA Cup, and 2 sides are in the Champions League, so we'll do all that as well, because overall they've been doing very well. I told you I was going to cough. And then we'll give you some more updates of what's been going on today. So let's first of all go over to the game and what it looks like at the moment. Well, you don't want that screen, you want that screen. Let's go to the table first, and I'll give you a bit of update about Elfsborg. What's been going on in the table? Well, we've had a couple of surprises, I suppose. I think no surprise who's top, though. AIK are top. I'll just make the screen slightly smaller because some of my text is blocking the table. AIK are top. Fritz is doing very well. He's got a very good side, very unbeatable side at the moment. And we could see, all of us could see that from the very early stages when AIK coasted through the Intertoto Cup. And now they're doing really well in UEFA Cup. Trelleborg is second, so Dave's doing a really grand job there, so well done Trelleborg. You've been getting some really great results as well. Mike in Helsingborg, who he keeps saying he's only developing the side at the moment, well, he's developing really well because they're currently third. And then VF are doing very well in 5th place at the moment. And then we've had a couple of mini shocks. Gothenburg, who I think finished 3rd last year. Or was it 4th last year? Where did you finish, Gothenburg? 4th last year. Are currently 4th at the moment, so they are staying where they are. But we've had some fallen giants. The noticeable one is Burnham's Hammarby side have dropped down to 7th place. They're finding it tough this season, but I'm sure they'll bounce back soon. And of course, Djurgården, the last season's runners-up. As you know, Djurgården did have a manager. He left just during the Donut Cup. Then Andre became Djurgården's manager, and then Andre became the first person to get sacked. And Djurgården are now a computerized side, and they are struggling in 10th place. Andre is still with us though, because he has now joined Halmstad, who are currently there. So, and obviously, the first side he had to face under new management, the first side Halmstad had to face under new management was, of course, my own Elfsborg side, and we drew 1-1. My Elfsborg side haven't been going. We've been having a real mixed season. We've had some really good results, and we've had quite a few unlucky results, I have to say. I'll show you some of our results, recent ones. There's the Halmstad game, where we dominated and we drew to a really late goal there. And then we lost to Gothenburg away, even though it was a really equal match, this one, to our surprise. And also, they had one bloke sending off after 5 minutes. and another one injured 5 minutes, and the bloke sent off 90 minutes. So we were a bit unlucky to lose that one. And then way over at Helsingborg, again this is what I call in Football Manager terms, that popular game, we were FM'd. We had loads of shots on goal other than Helsingborg, and you could see that we dominated the game because their goalie got 9 out of 10, but not man in the match, surprisingly. It was this goal scorer who got man of the game, but Helsingborg won, so well done Helsingborg. So we've had a couple of unlucky results actually. I feel like my side's actually got a lot stronger recently now. If you look at the history, I've been selling players for quite a bit of money, bringing in free transfers, but decent free transfers. For instance, Lacras, that guy, can't pronounce it, I sold him. I didn't really need an extra striker. He was only getting limited games and he's been unhappy, so I sold him for 15 million. I bought him for free, 15 million profit, so that was worth it. Deutscher, he was another free transfer and I made a 1.8 million profit. Ferraro was another player, another striker who I got rid of. I got rid of quite a few strikers because I think I had too many, and I bought him free and I sold him. I bought him for 7 million and I sold him for 12 million, so that's a 5 million profit. And yeah, I've brought some decent players in. For instance, Fra, he's on the free transfer and he's an Italian international. And let's make the screen a bit smaller so you can actually see the stats. There you go. So I think he's pretty decent midfielder. He's got decent secondary stats as well. Actually, I think pretty good secondary stats, and he can still develop. I've got Gutsy, who's just a backup defender. Mondragon's a kid. Koscier, again, a really good defender. Some really good stats, and I bought him for free, so that's a bargain, and he's an international as well. Then we've got Holmberg, who is a really good midfielder, and then he gets injured. Just my luck, isn't it? Seems to happen a lot. Placide, another good really defender. My defence was getting quite weak, so I had to start investing in getting some players in, and I got him on the free, so I'm saving money all the time. And yeah, I just sold Slater, who's a very squad player. So my money has really jumped up, and now I had, if you can remember, way back in when the last episode was, October time, I was gradually getting the money on from, say, July, it was 20 million to now, which is 75 million, and my squad is actually more stronger. But even though my squad is more stronger, I'm still struggling in the league because the league is so competitive and there's so many decent sides out there now. Like if you just look at the league table and the AIK, it's Fritz. Fritz has got the knack of having a really good side no matter what game world he's in. He's the manager in Strasbourg to my PSG, and I always have rivalry against him, and 9 out of 10 times he wins. He's that good. I'm not a great tactician, but my PSG side in the other game world is much stronger than it has been for many years. But you can see his Fritz side is really, really good. But we've got so many strong sides in the leagues, and it's nice to see people still enjoying it. It's 13 games of the season gone, so it's quarter of the season gone now. And I got a feeling my Elfsborg side, if we're lucky, we might get up to 6, but I don't know. You can see that the group has already been split up into sort of like 3 mini groups now, or 4 if you count the bottom 4. I see Hamstad joining my side, Malmo, Hammarby, Örebro. I see Djurgården dropping down to the other computer sides. But you can see there's the little group there. If I can see if I can highlight this better. That's one group of sides, with Djurgården maybe joining it and Halmstad taking their place. Then you've got the next group of sides joining up, is these ones, including my own side, Elfsborg, so that's meant to be 4 there. And then you've got a little group here of Gothenburg and VF. And then you've got Battle for the Top, which is between Dave, Mike and Z. You might see Hammarby coming back up the table, I don't know, but it's odd seeing Burnham struggling a bit, but he's just not buying players. I think maybe he's not paying too much attention to his side at the moment. I do not know. I think he's just, because of course he's busy doing other things. But it's opening up for other teams to do well. So, for instance, Morton's at currently 6th. I think he's probably disappointed with that position at the moment. We've got Andy, who's 5th. I think he's probably very happy with that position at the moment. We've got Gothenburg Michelle at 4th. I think he's quite amused. He's quite happy. Maybe he thinks he can get to the other top. Then you've got Mike, who's probably pleasantly surprised how well he's doing, but I'm not. I think he's got a really good side. Dave, I think Dave would be really happy where he is because he's not too far behind. But look at AIK. They've won 11 out of their 13 games and they've only conceded 1 goal. This is quite ominous what the rest of the season is going to be like, I'm afraid. I think AIK could remain unbeaten for the rest of the season. I don't know. But anyway, that's enough about the league. Let's go to Europe because that's where 8 of the sides are featuring at the moment. Right, let's go to the Champions League first. And we go back to round 1. Sadly, Djurgården, they actually recovered, but losing their manager meant they lost any chance of getting to the second round of the Champions League. And they were against 2 really strong Italian sides, Mike's other team, Milan and Napoli. But Burnham's Hammarby, they've done it. They're into the next group of the Champions League where they will face an Italian side, French side and Spanish side. So they could do really well in there. But what I'm more interested in, obviously, is UEFA Cup because Elfsborg are in it. And out of all 6 sides, Swedish sides that were in round 1 made it to round 2, and I've got a feeling they're going to all make it into round 3, which means we might get a bit of a clash soon. It might happen. So let's see. Elfsborg, my own side, we were against West Ham. West Ham were formerly Dave's side, Trollborg's manager's side, and West Ham finished 3rd last season. And if you look at their side, even though they only got 21 players, they've got a pretty decent side there. But because they've got so lack of players and 3 injuries, they had to start playing some of their kids. And of course, their stamina's gone way down. That's probably why we're winning that. Let's go now to VF. VF against this side here, who Serbian side, Sartrid. Yeah, VF could easily, I think, could beat them quite well, actually. Where are Sartrid in their league at the moment? Oh, yeah, they're mid-table. Yeah, I think VF will get into the next round quite easily there. Gothenburg against AGF in Denmark. AGF have got a human manager, so it could be potentially tough. And also, they're the best youth academy side. So I'm expecting AGF to be quite a young side. And yes, they've got quite a lot of players. So, and they got 29 million defender there. Really good players, actually. But did Gothenburg win the first leg? They won the first leg 1-0 away. Oh, really good result then. Well done. So I see Gothenburg should win that home leg. AIK against Chievo in Italy. Most Italian sides are pretty tough, and this is a human side as well. If we look at the Chievo side, yeah, they're really good. But they were against AIK, and AIK have got the golden touch at the moment, and they won the first leg 2-0 at home. So I'll see probably a score draw in a return leg. Malmo against Zurich. I guess that's the Swiss way of pronouncing Zurich, I suppose. Zurich, the champions of Switzerland, and currently second in the league, in a very small league, obviously. What do they look like? A weak side, not a really good goalie, and that's about it, really. So I see, Malmo should easily win it, and they won the first leg 3-0 away anyway. Look at that, that was a really good win. So Malmo are into the next round. And then finally we've got Örebro under Morton, who's playing Holyhead. Now I first looked at it thinking, Holyhead, they must be really weak. Örebro beat them 2-0 and they dominated the game. They really, really dominated the game. So they should get into the next round very easily. Which makes it impressive because Holyhead, looking at their side, they're not too bad. Look at their 2 strikers are 17 million, 27 million alone. Holyhead, who finished last year 4th and currently top of the table. So that's a really good result. I think out of all the UEFA Cup sides rounds this round, you know what I mean. After all the results after this round, I see all the VF won 5-0. Oh, sorry, VF, I forgot completely about you. VF were playing Ventspils in Latvia, the Latvian runners-up, and they're very weak side, and VF beat them quite easily 5-0 home. Yeah, I don't see any of the Swedish sides, ourselves and the other 5. I don't see any of them getting knocked out in the second legs, which is very soon. So round 3 is going to be interesting, because round 3 you will have the sides that drop down from the Champions League, and including Djurgården will be in this round. So 7 Swedish sides will be in round 3. So there's a good chance that some might be drawn against each other. Could even be 2 matches, and that will be interesting. I hope it's not me though. But AIK, I got a feeling, could win the UEFA Cup here, I think, and they could face another Swedish side in the UEFA Cup. That would be amazing if we do so well in the UEFA Cup, and if Burnham's Hammarby does well for the Champions League, that would be even better. What else I'll talk about today then? I think the only thing I really will talk about, let's just go back to my info screen, is the future of the game. As you may know, the last couple of episodes were some special episodes about, because Burnham did an announcement about the game being paused for a week, and he wanted to raise some more subs. Literally a day after that, the game came live again, because what's the point of trying to show people how great this game is when you couldn't even see the game? Originally we only saw sort of like a standard screen of some tactics or something, and we couldn't even get in the game. So about a day after that, the game came back alive. We had more people put more money into the Patreon. That'd be great. That was great. And what I think the current status of the game is this, that we've raised enough to keep the game alive until the end of the year. On January the 1st, 2020, there will be no more Managersim. That's the truth. Unless we raise a lot more money through Patreon. I don't see how we're going to raise that much. I hope we can. I hope we have a massive boost of new people coming in, or some increase of more donors. We've got a lot of people playing the game. A lot of them are not paying for it, and people like myself, I've been playing for many years, and a couple of others as well. I can't raise my donation anymore. It's just impossible. I need to just keep to what I'm paying. I'm paying €15 a month as it is, and I've been doing that for 2 years maybe. So if you really, really want to play this amazing game, then please donate into Patreon. Any amount will do, but again, if we don't hit a certain target by the end of the year, then the game in its current state will go. That's what I think is going to happen. Burnham might change his mind, I do not know. We might see the new version, which if you look back at a couple of other episodes, you've seen some of those screenshots. We might see that version. I do not know. I'm completely like all you who are watching this, and thanks very much for watching this, by the way, that I do not know what's going to happen to the game on January the 1st, 2020. There's a number of things that could be going on, and there's no point us talking about ifs and buts. The clear point is that if we don't raise enough money, then Burnham may, or probably, will cease the game on January the 1st, 2020, and he's warned us about that on Facebook. So I'll leave it there. It's up to you guys. Those who might be watching this video, this recording, again, thank you, but have not donated, then please do. You don't need to donate tons of money. You just donate whatever you're happy with, and enjoy this great game. This game that's been with us in this current state for many years. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I will go back I will go back. I will go back to this series and do episode 43, maybe at the end of the UEFA Cup games, or in a couple of days' time. Hopefully, when my voice is more with me. Yeah, the UEFA Cup games is not until December the 3rd, and it's going to be a while yet. Oh, two ticks maybe. So I might do another episode in the end of the weekend. But anyway, thanks everyone for listening to me waffling on here. I've only coughed once, so that's a good sign. And I'll do another episode soon. Again, please comment if you like what I'm doing. If you've got any suggestions on how you want to contribute during the stream, then please do let me know. And thanks again for listening. Goodbye.